Oh, it's all gone blank on the output. There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the PhanTV Preview Show. I'm Dan.
And I'm Amber.
And what have we got coming up today then, Amber?
So today we're going to look at news around the league, the game review panel and DOPS updates from last week, a preview of our home game tonight against the Milton Keynes Lightning, and the latest offers from the club. But before we get into this episode, make sure you hit like and subscribe and click the notification bell to be told when we release new content. Right, so now here's Dan with the news.
Right, let's have a look at the game results. There we go. We'll try it again. Let's have a look at the game results from last week first. So obviously, Phantoms last weekend played at home on Saturday. They faced Romford Raiders, ran out a very comfortable 4-1 win. It was a very physical game, although in terms of the individual battles, they looked like they were going to spill over to the following night. And they did. On Sunday, down at the EA Sapphire Arena, it was Phantoms 5, Romford 3. As expected, they carried on as they had the night before. It was very physical. Raiders obviously had a few issues. Raiders fans obviously weren't happy with some of the officiating, which I kind of get. So two of the Phantoms goals were given. They think the Raiders fans were pretty sure probably shouldn't have been. But obviously, if you've got any comments or if you've got any comments about that, any thoughts on that, feel free to post those comments into the chat, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Last night, the Phantoms were away down in Buckinghamshire. That was Lightning 5, Phantoms 3. Phantoms were with it for a good couple of periods, and then the Lightning made good use of their power play opportunities, scoring on 3 of their 4 power plays to run out winners. No other news there from around the league, so when you're ready, Amber, let's have a look at the discipline and DOPS updates from last week.
So the game review panel for Saturday the 20th, the following players all received 1 penalty point for fighting. That is Bristol Pitbulls' Cameron Hamill and Bristol Pitbulls' Jake Bricknell. Basingstoke Bison's Alex Sanford and Basingstoke Bison's Titan Cathcart. And also Peterborough Phantoms, our very own Joseph Gretton, for his fight with Joe Tomlin. Boarding, Peterborough Phantoms Scott Robson also received 1 penalty point. And Peterborough Phantoms number 13 Morgan Clark Pizzo received 5 penalty points for spearing. Further on, unsportsmanlike conduct, Bailey Harewood and Callum McGill, both from Bristol Pitbulls, received 2 penalty points each for unsportsmanlike conduct. The Phantoms also requested 2 decision review requests. The first, kneeing by Joe Tomlin on Yanni Larkinen, which was rejected, and a slashing by Adam Lystrom on Luke Ferrara, which was upheld, and Lystrom receives 5 penalty points.
Okay, and then Sunday, we've got a couple more there. So on Sunday, Jarrett Baker from the Raiders picked up 2 penalty points for unsportsmanlike conduct. And then Friday. You can tell we're in Christmas limbo, can't you? Friday, Boxing Day, appropriately, Ollie Endicott from the Leeds Knights and former Leeds Knights Dylan Hare both picked up 1 point each for their fight. We only have the one DOPS review from Boxing Day, and that's Josh Hodgkinson. He has been referred to DOPS under Rule 46.5, which is for Sucker Punch, and we're just awaiting that to come out. Only other piece of news that you may have seen on the Phantoms website over Christmas, a nice little Christmas present from the team. Luke Ferrara has been confirmed as signing for another 3 seasons here at the Peterborough Phantoms. So, yeah, some good news. Luke committing basically the vast majority, if not the rest of his playing career to the club.
Shall we now take a look at the starting netminders for tonight's game? The likely starter for Milton Keynes is Jordan Headley, and for the Phantoms is Hayden Levine. Hayden Levine is currently 5th. Oh, sorry, Dan. Would you like
No,
to?
no, no. You carry on. Yeah, I won't jump in. That's my bad. You can tell we're doing this live because normally at this point we'd probably say, "Ah, stop. Let's do a quick retake on this one," but we can't do that today. So yeah, go on, Amber. You were talking
So
about Jordan Headley.
Hayden, yep. So Hayden Levine is currently at a 91.28% save percentage, which currently puts him fifth in the league ranking.
Yeah, I mean that's not too shoddy when you think of how many netminders there are at the moment. Jordan Headley is actually only just ahead of him. He's got 91.39% save, and that ranks him fourth.
Whereas goals against average, Hayden Levine is currently sitting in ninth in the league ranking with 3.79%.
Yeah, and that's the odd one because I mean Jordan Headley, he's on 3.06 goals against, which isn't a huge difference, but that bumps him to fifth in the league for goals against, and he's also had a couple of shutouts, which really does make quite a difference.
I think it's fair to say that Hayden Levine has currently had 1,238 shots against him, which puts him first in the league for shots against, which is pretty hard going, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean 1,200 shots. There's only two other netminders in the league that have faced more than 1,000 shots,
Mm.
and that's Cole Ceci from Romford Raiders and um, Tommy Napier. I think Bristol Pitbulls. I think he's just over 1,000. Um, Other than that, it kind of drops down to around the 900 mark. Jordan Headley has faced, yeah, we get to say has faced shots. He's faced 813. It feels like only 813. It's like three quarters the number of shots that Levine has faced.
Mm.
And that is enough for him to be down in sixth for total number of shots faced. Should we have a look at the outskaters?
Yes.
So,
Go on then,
point
I'll let you
scorers.
start.
Yeah. So, top scorer for or top goal scorer for Milton Keynes Lightning is still Dominic Gabai, the former Bracknell B. He's got 18 goals so far this season, which puts him 12th in the league.
For Peterborough Phantoms, Cam Huff is currently on 29 goals, which puts him first in the league.
Yeah, I mean, he's quite a way ahead. And in terms of overall points, Dominic Gabai, again, he's still Lightning's top scorer. So he's got his 18 goals, got 33 assists for a total of 51 points. And he is currently second in the league.
For the Peterborough Phantoms, Luke Ferrara is currently first in the league. He has 20 goals and 33 assists with a total of 53 points.
Yeah, I mean, Luke's been at the top of the scoring chart for quite some time now.
Mm.
I mean, he was there thereabouts for most of the season. There's a couple of weeks where he was off the top, and now he's very firmly back on the top.
I believe two of his goals, yes, I think in Milton Keynes, Luke Ferrara scored two yesterday.
Yeah, one of those I think was marked as unassisted.
Yes.
I think that was Phantom's third goal. So yeah, that's good. In terms of other stats, Goodbye is the only Lightning player in the top 10 for points. And something that does surprise me is the Lightning. I mean, maybe it's a case that all their goal scorers are spread through the lines, but they don't actually have any players in the top 10 for goals scored this season.
That shocks me.
Yeah, I got to admit, I would have thought they would have had more players up there, but again, that could be. Whereas the Phantom scoring's kind of concentrated in lines 1 and 2, the Lightning, I think their goal scoring is spread much more evenly throughout the roster.
I think for Peterborough Phantoms, Cam Huff is currently first with goals. Yanni Larkinen is first with assists. And I think Luke Ferrara is first with points.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely worth a look. So, bear me 1 second. There was something else I was going to bring up. You have to excuse me typing a second. Right. Yeah. So that's certainly interesting about the goal scoring. I mean, Dominic Gabai. I know we keep going on about him. Dominic Gabai has picked up points in his last 11 games, which is pretty good going.
Mm.
So, yeah. We do have a message come in. We'll read that. We'll go through that with you in a moment. But yeah, so 25 points in 11 games for Gabai. Whereas Luke, again, he's on a 13-game scoring streak, which is good.
That's
Um,
impressive.
Here we go. Sorry, we do have a message. Let's read it out. Unfortunately, I can't see who it's from because a slight technical hitch. But great news that Luke's staying, as he's my son's favourite player. Any news on my daughter's favourite player, Norton, coming back from injury? Any updates on Salim's return? Unfortunately, not for both. We think Tom Norton is week to week. But as soon as we get an update on Nathan Salem and his return, we will definitely come back to you on that one. That's one that we do want to hear about. So that's DJ Hillfinger. Thank you very much for messaging us. And if we come across any other messages, we will get those up as well. Oh, yeah. So Lightning Game Star, I think that's going to be interesting. Amber, who are you looking for, or who are you going to be looking out for in tonight's game?
Um, it's a hard one. I was at Milton Keynes watching the game yesterday. Um, I think Peterborough Phantoms started off really strong in the first two periods.
Mm.
Um, and it was just unfortunate some of the calls that were made with them having those power plays. That's where it didn't work in our advantage, and that's obviously when they went with the two lead ahead of us.
Yeah,
I think Rouse Senis had a fantastic game yesterday. Um, it's so
yeah,
hard because I feel Hayden Levine does so well every game, but I do think he needs praise. He had a lot of shots faced on him yesterday. Um,
yeah,
I also think it's worth mentioning. I do feel Bradley Bowering has a target on his back for Milton Keynes. They did seem to go after him quite a lot. Um, and I just hope Brad Bowering keeps his cool and plays as he should in his defence role and keep that strong D because one when they put their mind to it, they do really well. But
yeah,
sometimes it takes a little while for them to get into the flow of the game. Whereas yesterday, that first period, they came out and were strong from the get go. Um,
yeah.
but I don't know if that's they try a little harder maybe when it's Milton Keynes because they are rivals, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's been a thing for a while. Older fans that have been watching a while will remember the Ashes Cup that we used to play for at the beginning of every season. It was a bit of a story about that one, which the alleged version of this, and I think I remember this rightly, actually revolves around Dwayne Newman. So those of you that remember, he's one of the names on the wall. Captain Dwayne Newman, 22, also known affectionately as Dog. He was one of the early stage defensemen. He for the Phantoms. I think he's also played for the Pirates, for the Lightning. I think he's played down in Basingstoke for a while. He was really, really well respected across the league. And if there's any of the older fans watching, they'll know exactly who we were talking about. Um, but apparently, when he left Milton Keynes, or it was either leaving Milton Keynes to come to Peterborough or leaving Peterborough to go to Milton Keynes. I'm not sure which. But there was an argument over his gear and it was allegedly burnt. And so the
Oh,
ashes were the ashes of that kit, allegedly. So if anyone knows the actual story
interesting.
behind that, please get in touch, drop us a line and let us know because, there we go. It was from Milton Keynes to Peterborough. So that was the allegation. If anyone actually knows that story, please let us know because I'd be really interested to hear the background of that. So if there's anyone, any Lightning fans that are watching this, please drop us a line, give us a shout on that one. So yeah. So the Ashes. I mean, there's always been a rivalry between two clubs. I think they were in the BNL together. They've been in a couple of other leagues together. Both teams started at a similar point in time as well, I believe. And so that was always the case. And then once Lightning went up to the Elite League, that kind of died off. And then it's picking up again now, which is nice to see. But yeah, we'll see that in full effect tonight.
I do look forward to the Milton Keynes versus the Phantoms games. I do have to admit.
Yeah. Okay, so we have. I think that's probably it for tonight. I think from Lightning, I would say watch out for Rio Grinnell Park. He is always a pest in the best possible way. Even when he started as a junior player for the Bracknell Bees, he was always really good to watch, really fast. He's really kind of stepped into the game and he knows kind of where to put himself. Obviously, he and Brad Bowring, probably not on each other's Christmas card list on this one,
Absolutely
but
not.
no, which is fair. I mean, even after the boarding incident, there's been some back and forth between them, so yeah,
And
definitely
I do
interesting.
feel maybe Archie Salisbury is another one to watch. I mean,
Former Peterborough junior Archie Salisbury, yes,
absolutely.
yeah, he's a very good defenseman, and it's quite interesting. I mean, he and Joe Gretton fought at the last game. I think that was more of a let's just do it for fun than
Yeah.
anything else, rather than any actual issue brewing between them. So I think there's a bit of respect there between those two. But Archie Salisbury, I think, is one of those players. He is probably a little. I think he would have fitted in the era of Nicky Chin and Nicky Watt. And fun enough, his dad, Mark Salisbury, back in the days when you had proper fighters. And I think he's probably one of the few actual fighters in this league, as well as being a very capable defenseman.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that's done nicely for this one. Let's have a look now at the shameless plugs. If our producer can pop those up, we have some some items in the shop. There's still some own and loans available, so feel free to when you pop into the game this evening. Feel free to have a look in the shop at our Christmas shirt own and loans. I quite like these.
I quite like them. Yeah, they are very nice.
Hmm. So yeah, a bit of a avalanche kind of color scheme going on with the burgundy and the blue. I think maybe the designer for that was a secret Avs fan.
And
So
just
yeah,
another thing before I forget as well, half season tickets are still available to purchase in the shop. If you go and see Nikki, she would be able to help you with that.
yep. So these are priced on a sliding scale. So even if you can't
Mm.
get in to get them today, if you pick them up later in the season, you would just pay for the remaining home games for this season. Yeah. So anyone that saw our last video, the last recorded video, you'll have seen Ian Offers pop into the show on that one, and he went through the details for it. If you have any questions regarding those, though, again, pop into the shop on a match night, speak to Nikki or speak to Ian, and they will sort you out. There we go. So, quiet moment. So, have we got any other questions? Any more questions from the audience? Anyone out there in YouTube land want to fire some questions in? Oh, we have a question come up.
We
Shame the
have a
real shirts
question.
aren't burgundy. Yes. Yeah, no, that's a fair comment. I don't know. We've never really been a burgundy team. It's always been kind of the blue, white, and orange, almost like New York Islanders colours. It's always been a shot for those. So there you go. Yeah. Well, there you go. Any more questions? Let's have some fun with these. Amber, what did you have for
Go
Christmas
on.
dinner? Let's talk about this. What did you do for Christmas dinner? Because I know on the live stream we'll talk a bit about the live match night stream. I know Phil and Alan always talk about, send us a tweet, send us a picture of your dinner. What have you had tonight? What did you get?
Just seeing if there's any other messages coming through.
Nah, that's fair enough.
Um,
Uh, so, so here's a question. Actually, this is a good one to go out to the audience, to everyone watching. If you had a choice for a color scheme for the Phantoms, what would it be? Jamie, yes, they're still nice. Yeah, this is true. It's Wendy's red. I can admit, I like that. I like that as well, and I think that's worked nicely on the third shirt. So Phantoms have a red white. They've got the white shirt, the white home shirt, the blue away shirt, and then we've got the red, almost like a cup shirt. I like the red. I like the colorway red that they've used on that one.
the themed shirts. I know we do obviously Halloween, we have a Christmas, and we have playoff, don't we?
Yeah,
I would love to see a Valentine's Day shirt.
yeah, that'd be an
I think
interesting
that
one.
would
See if
look
we can get
really
that.
good.
See if anyone's got any design ideas for that. Hmm. I mean, for my sins, I'm a Bruins fan, so now we don't have the bees in the league anymore. Black and gold. I would love to see that.
Oh,
Um, I don't think it would work for Peterborough though. We're not a black and
no,
gold team.
no. I like the navy blue.
Yeah, the dark blue works really nicely
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, we've mentioned tonight's game. Anyone that would like to come along and watch the game, there are still some tickets available. Pop along to the box office, or you can go to www.gophantoms.co.uk. You can pick up your tickets there. And if you can't appear, if you can't make it to the rink tonight, we have our live stream. Alan and Phil will be your commentators tonight, and you can pick up your live stream tickets at www.gophantoms.co.uk. Just click on the live stream, and you can go through and purchase your tickets there.
I think that live stream will be quite busy since it's a sellout tonight.
Yes, that's been the fun part. I think Milton Keynes was sold out
Mm,
last night as well, wasn't it?
yeah, it was.
So yeah, tonight's atmosphere is going to be quite electric. I mean, 1,200 fans in a small barn like that.
Yeah.
I think we need to be careful that the whole thing doesn't fall down.
It will be
Yeah, so
loud.
it should be. Yeah, so I think it is gonna be one of those traditional old school derby games.
Mm,
So yeah, if you can't get along, the live stream is probably the next best option.
absolutely.
Oh, we have another question that's
Oh,
just
what's
popped
this
in
one?
regarding the shirt. Blue away shirts are the strongest. Please no more than Christmas and Halloween. My bank hurts. Jamie, you and me both. I actually feel sorry for anyone who has kids that come, because you can guarantee every time a new shirt comes out, the kids can be like, "Dad, can I have a new shirt, please?" To go with the 43 others they already have.
Absolutely. My little girl has a new one every single year with a different player. Even if it's
Yeah,
the same player, we have to get a new shirt every single year.
yeah. It's kind of traditional. Kind of tradition. Um, yeah. Oh, here we go.
Um,
Sarah Kelsey. If a ticket becomes available for tonight's game, will it be notified on the Phantoms page, such as season tickets being released that are now getting the stream? Good question.
ooh.
Don't know. We'll find out for you though. We'll ask that
Yeah,
one,
I would
and then
just be
we'll.
careful because I'm sure there'll be people selling them in the Phantoms pages, but just be careful with that.
Yeah, Yeah, so if you look on the Phantoms fans Facebook page, look for actual season ticket holders. Um,
Yeah, because I have seen a few come available this morning, but I think they may have gone now.
yeah,
But
the other
I'd
thing
keep
is
checking.
the other thing we do get scammers appear on the page
Yeah.
trying to sell tickets that don't exist. So yeah, please be careful when you're doing that. But yeah, so Sarah, thank you very much for messaging in. Um, yep, and score predictions for tonight. Yes,
Oh,
Emma, goals will be scored. I've no idea who by. Um, my heart says it'll be Phantom 6, Lightning 3. My
oh,
head,
I think it might be 4-4 with an. I think it will go to overtime.
that would be interesting. Yeah, my heart says Phantoms
Yeah.
win. My head says Lightning win. They're a very strong club, but at the same time, it's a weird thing because the players do feed off the atmosphere, and tonight is going to be absolutely electric.
Mm.
So, score predictions. Yes, players will score. Jamie, back in again. Unlucky penalty at the end of P2, then scored on, took the wind out of our sails. Tonight will be a fun one. Yeah, Amber, you were at the game last night. How did you see that one?
Um, it was a very unfortunate penalty. Um, I don't know if it was the end of period two or if it was period three. I think we got a call for too many men on the ice, and that did cause quite a stir.
Yeah,
Um, I think it left the Phantoms feeling quite depleted. Um,
yeah,
yeah, hopefully we won't have those kind of calls again tonight. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Don't suppose you remember who the referees for last night were, do you, please?
Um, oh, Anthony Groom was there.
Yeah, who'd have been there on the
Um,
lines?
Hewitt.
Yeah. Okay, Will
And I
Hewitt.
can't think off the top of my head the other two.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, quickly
No, I
look
can't
up
think off the
the.
top of my head. I wonder if we can.
Oh,
I know
Sam
definitely one
Anderson,
of them was
I'm being
Hewitt.
told.
Sam Anderson, that's the one.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually sorry. Just getting some news in from around the league that's popping up. So Luke Farrar is not the first player, or actually no, he's one of four players that were actually announced as extending their season on Christmas Day. Um, Ryan Wells for the Swindon Wildcats, he's extending until the end of next season, which is 26-27 season. And then Dylan and Ethan Hare, both former Leeds Knights, they've agreed to extend to the end of next season with the Hull Seahawks. So yeah, it's three teams getting Christmas presents from, or three teams fans getting the thing. Who will score first tonight? Not me, because I'll be behind the camera.
It would be lovely
Um,
if the Phantoms took that early goal. I think that's what we need.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think who I think would score first tonight. I am going to say something very unpopular at this point, and I am. I think the first scorer is going to be. Who was I looking at? There was a player I was looking at and thinking that he would. Yeah, I think it
For
might even
Milton
be Jordan.
Keynes
I
or for
think
the
it could be Jordan
Phantoms?
County.
Oh,
I think it could be County with the first goal tonight. So
I'm gonna
yeah,
stay true to the Phantoms and say Cam Huff. I think he's gonna pull one out the bag.
yep. I think that's probably a good shout. He is. He seems to go for these kind of these grudge games, and I think he's bought into this grudge really quickly. So,
He is, yeah.
just a heads up, we've just had some more news pop in now regarding tonight's officials. We're looking at Will Hewitt and Steve Brown Steve Brown normally works up around Sheffield. He's been sent down south, so I don't know who he's upset to be sent to us. And then on the lines, we've got Anthony Groom and Barnaby Ward. So I don't think I've seen Barnaby Ward. Yeah. We see a lot of Liam. I was going to call him Leon Groom. It's not Leon Groom, it's Anthony Groom. Anyone
We
that
see him
remembers
a lot.
Leon Groom will know why that's amusing. Yeah, close. Despite the fact they were completely different. Yeah, so Hewitt and Anderson last night. Yeah, Paul Stanley fourth and Leon Groom last night. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm just having a look at the. I'm just having a quick look at the game sheet from last night. Elliot Lewis with 2 goals last night. I can see why you mentioned him earlier as being one to watch out for.
Yeah.
He's definitely interesting. Well, we've managed to overrun, which is fun. So I think we'll draw this to a halt. So anyone that wants to come and watch tonight's game still actually has time to leave and get parked up and come in. Amber,
Yeah.
any messages you want to give before we go?
Remember to like and subscribe this video and click the bell, which I believe is below, to receive any updates and next week's
Down there, I
episode of
think.
PhanTV. Down here somewhere.
Yeah, he's there somewhere. Yeah, so yeah, hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell, as Amber said. We'll be back to our normal format for the pre-game show coming up next week. Oh, we have a question.
Oh.
If producer Matt can pop it on screen. Here we go. Need to come out full steam like we did last night in the last home game against Milton Keynes, but this time get some early goals. DJ Hillfinger
Absolutely.
again. Yes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there you go. Ash, that's your plan sorted. And
Dylan's
Dylan
going to
Lawrence is
score
going to score
too.
too.
Oh, I hope so.
That would be nice, especially as he is ex-Lightning.
It would.
Oh, there you go. So let's see. So we want Dylan Lawrence scoring 2, Cam Huff scoring 2, Luke Ferrara with 1.
Maybe Yanni.
Oh, Yanni with
I
a
think
nice backdoor tap in would be
yeah, I think
lovely.
he's got one in there to give. I think he'll get one as well.
Actually, do you know who I'd love to see score tonight for sheer comedy?
Who?
Joe Gretton.
Oh, that would just top the game off. It would be brilliant. And I think the fans would love that.
Yeah, especially a game-winning goal.
He deserves a goal.
Yeah, his goal celebrations are always amusing as well.
They are brilliant, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. All right, then, let's call it a day for this. Thank you very much to everyone that's joined us this afternoon, today, this morning, lunchtime, tea time, who knows. Anyway, thank you to everyone that's joined us on this live stream. We'll be back next week with our regular recorded game. Unless you really like the live version, in which case maybe we can look at that again going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, as Amber said, please hit like, hit subscribe, because that really helps us. Hit the notification bell. We have our pre-game show. We have our highlights. We have our post-match interviews. All of these come out during the week, and these will help us to help you with your weekly Phantoms fix.
And if there is anyone you want to hear from in particular, or any questions you want answering, pop them on a message and we'll answer them in the next week's episode.
Yeah, there we go. So, new segment. Matt doesn't know about this yet, but a new segment for next week's show, Q&A. If we hear anything about Tom Norton or Nathan Salem's returns to the ice, we'll let you know as well.
Absolutely.
So that's it from us. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for joining us on this stream, and we'll see you tonight at the game.
Thank you for joining us.